Hi YouTube,
This is Val,
this is Andrew.
and welcome to our channel.
Welcome back.
Today we're going to talk about how our relationship survived medical school.
Yeah, I think this is a huge topic and it's worthy of discussion. We don't want to be relationship gurus or anything like that. We just want to talk about our personal experience and the things that we personally learned from and grew. And I think one of the most important things for me, I could go forever on what I learned, but I think for anyone who's looking into going to medical school or being a doctor, I think it's very important to hear the perspective of someone who's been the partner of someone who's been through medical school. In other words, I think it's important to hear from Val&Andrew because it's always good to have empathy and to understand where someone else is coming from. Because you're going to be working hard, you're going to be studying, you're going to be dedicating your life to your passion. But you need to understand that someone else is there who sees the world in a different way. So maybe we could break it down by year, how we went through.
Yeah, I think first things first though. I think first thing you need to know is that you will have a lot of time alone. Medical school is a huge endeavor. It requires a lot of dedication. And I think you have to be an independent spouse. I think you have to realize that that is a part of their life. They need that time to study. They need that time for rotations. They need that time for research. And you have to be there to fully support that. What do you think?
I think support is huge, and support doesn't just mean telling that person what they want to hear. I think it's more than that. I think it's telling that person what they need to hear. So it's when at the end of a long day, when I come home and I'm like, oh my goodness, Val&Andrew, I've worked so hard and blah, 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 and so did this and so did that. She goes like, look, are you serious? You signed up for this. You're working hard, you're learning how to be a doctor, it's gonna be tough. You knew it was gonna be tough. And that's the kind of support that I need. And I think aside from just support, it's also important for both parties to understand sacrifice.
Right.
For me, I had to know that I couldn't put myself first. I had to put my relationship first.
Right.
Otherwise, I really don't know what would have happened. Because all of a sudden, I'm used to having so much free time and being able to do school and work and then like go to the gym and do this and then hang out with Val&Andrew for several hours every day. But all of a sudden in medical school, you have to dedicate so many hours just to medical school that you basically have room for your physical needs and then a couple of big things in your life. And that was Val&Andrew. That was my relationship. That's what I chose. And I think it was a wonderful choice. But you have to make the sacrifice. You have to put that relationship first.
And you have to make a plan. You have to plan to spend time with each other. You have to plan what time, you're going to study. You have to plan
And
how...
stick to the plan.
Yeah, and stick to the plan.
Yeah.
You just have to plan out your life and stick to the plan and just hope everything runs smoothly. And sometimes it won't. And sometimes you will have clashes. And sometimes you will... have times that you just want to, just knock them out. But, like in our first year of medical school, it was our first year of marriage.
Yeah, also our first year of marriage.
We just moved into a new apartment in a new city in the first year of medical school, and it...
Really, what wasn't new?
What wasn't new? It was a lot. It was a lot for us. And I think that year... we both spent a lot of time figuring out what our responsibilities are, and just figuring out how to make everything work. Because there's a lot of power struggle there, I think.
It's a huge dynamic.
Yeah, and also I was trying to find a good job, and he was trying to stay on top of his class, and it was just a lot for us, and we just had to figure out each other, figure out how to live with each other, figure out
simple things.
But you think that these things won't create problems, like who's gonna take out the trash or who's gonna do the dishes and stuff like that.
Right.
But these little things add up, and you really have to talk about them. You really have to talk about your responsibilities and who's gonna do what.
Because if you're used to having like unlimited time to do stuff, everything eventually gets done. But all of a sudden, when you're crunched for time, now it's go time, and you really have to. I think both people have to step up and give their all.
Right. And then the second year of medical school.
Maybe by that time you're starting to get into the flow. If it's a typical structure of medical school, first and second year is very bookwork, a textbook like a normal lectures, just lots of them. And so the first year and second year very similar, and you sort of get into the flow.
And in terms of our relationship, the second year got so much better. It was a lot more relaxed. We'd already settled into our routine. We kind of knew what we were doing. The city wasn't new anymore. I think we had like a good thing planned, and everything was going great. And then third year came along, and third year just threw us for a loop.
So let me just throw a little bit of perspective in. They say when you are a doctor in training, the 3 hardest years are going to be your third year of medical school, your intern year, which is the first year of residency, and then the first day you're attending and no one else is sort of above you supervising you. Those are the top 3. So third year is it's a completely new game, and so you're working more hours. It's a completely new situation. You're working in a hospital, seeing real patients.
And we also moved again
to a different city.
Yeah. for a different experience for his third year.
It was an experience, that's for sure. And she got pregnant. Second year.
Exactly.
So third year.
And we had a baby, and it was kind of difficult. I had a little bit of a problematic pregnancy, but he turned out all right. But when the baby came, it just threw everything off track. We had to reevaluate our entire plan, how we go about doing things, and at first it was a little bumpy. We really had to really figure out, and we really didn't have enough time for each other, but I guess that's normal.
We'd already made those sacrifices to say, let's put the relationship first. So what do you put first? This newborn child is completely dependent on you, or your relationship?
Right.
Well, I think the answer for us was obviously the newborn child.
Yeah.
Yeah. But just to put it into like the sort of lens of medical school, Alex was born on the first day of my surgical rotation. So that's a core rotation. It's an 8-week rotation in which you go through general surgery, and it's generally considered one of the more intense, work-heavy, high workload rotations. And it was a difficult decision. Looking back at it, I did not take any days off of work. My attendings asked me if I wanted to take off, but I knew if I took off days work, they were just going to ask me to make them up at the end or at some other time, and I did not want to be delayed. And so I made the decision, and that's part of the sacrifices. That wasn't a sacrifice for me, but I know for Valdine, I should,
It was a lot. I think it was a lot because he was gone for a long time, very long shifts and stuff like that.
In the very early part of it.
Yeah, in very, very early part of it. So, at that time, it was a really rough time for us. We really had to kind of just take a break. We had to drop a few things. YouTube videos were one of them. We took a break there.
I think some people noticed too that around when Alex was born, we stopped making as many videos.
Yeah. So that's what happened. We kind of just had to put him first and figure out how we're gonna make us work. Figure out how we're gonna.
And I don't think we knew at that point. We didn't have a plan because it's like all of these plans that you make.
Yeah, it was just.
So third year chaos.
Third year is chaos. Don't have a baby in medical school.
It's not the relationship so much as it is.
It's timing. It was kind of a rough timing, but we made it through. But
what is good timing?
But I do not recommend having a baby in medical school. It was rough. And then fourth year is just a cloud of uncertainty because you're waiting to hear where you're gonna be. You don't know where you're gonna be, where he's gonna match to.
Right.
And
you don't
so,
know what city you're gonna be in
and you're
6
gonna
months.
travel a lot. You're gonna spend a lot of money traveling. You're gonna be away from your family a lot.
Yep.
So, you know, it was rough. And then on the day, match day, when we opened the envelope, it was such a relief to find out, you know, he matched.
First
and
of
he's
all,
number
that you
one.
matched. First of all, you just want to match.
You're glad you're matched,
Like,
but then you find out you
thank
matched
goodness.
at your number one residency.
Then it starts getting really real. It's like, wow, I'm really gonna be a doctor.
Yeah, for us, we moved across the country.
A lot of people choose to stay wherever they are.
Yeah, but we kind of wanted that adventure.
Yeah, so we did that.
So we kind of wanted to do our own thing.
Which you can tell we were on the same wavelength there, and I think that's so important. And that's because from day one, from the first year of medical school, we were planning what were the geographic regions that we would want for me to apply to for residency.
Right.
And so planning comes into it. So that's fourth year.
Right.
Cloud of uncertainty that's lifted at match day.
And you know, when you're making all these decisions, you also have to consider your spouse. And Andrew considered me. You know, where would we be comfortable living? Where would our kid be comfortable? You know, growing up. And you always have to consider when making these huge decisions how it's gonna affect your family. You know, it will Val have, you know, a job or job prospects where
will she be able to pursue her passion the way I'm pursuing my passion?
Exactly, because I think it's important to, you know, be an independent person and have your own thing going on, because it is a profession that you will have to, as a spouse, you will have to spend a lot of time alone. That is a reality. Okay. I'm
a little bit of a bleeding heart, so when I'm at work and I know there's a patient who needs something, and most doctors are like this, they'll spend another 30 minutes or an hour trying to figure out something for that patient, even though their kids at home or their wife's at home or their husband's at home, they're needing something, and I think that's really rough.
Right.
Because it's me caring about people that takes me away from the people that I care about. And that's a very tough reality.
Yeah, so it's not, you know, it's not just all like, oh yeah. I'm married to a doctor.
And so it's also a lifelong thing.
It's a lifelong commitment.
It's not just medical school.
And it's not just a commitment to your marriage, it's a commitment to other people. You share your spouse with other people. They took that profession, that's what you're gonna be doing, and you have to accept that and you have to make it work. So in our next videos, I guess we'll talk more about, you know, residencies and, you know, how it's going to affect, how it's affecting and how it's going to affect our life in the future, because residency hours can be very rough as well.
And let's just mention that it's the ACGME guidelines for work hours. They're not like very strict rules, depending on where you're at. You're going to be working a ton of hours no matter what.
Because he's already worked like 90 hours a week.
Yeah, and that's fun. You literally have enough time to sleep and go back to work. Just
a little bit. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Please like, subscribe,
and
share our videos, and we will see you guys later.
All right, later, YouTube. Bye.